husband bunch into ice cube trays, and then she peed into some ice cube trays, and then they froze those, and they shoved the pee and ice cubes into my, and he like fucked me until they like melted, and then she had to slurp them up out of my.
And swallowed them?
Yep.
Oh my God! You did that?
Yeah.
Someone ordered that?
Yep.
That's very generous.
Why are you making that?
Sorry.
Is it the pee part?
I pictured yellow and then
I would do it again. Would you ice cubes out of my. Had her husband bunch into ice cube trays, and then she peed into some ice cube trays, and then they froze those, and they shoved the pee and ice cubes into my, and he like fucked me until they like melted, and then she had to slurp them up out of my.
And swallowed them?
Yep.
Oh my God! You did that?
Yeah.
Someone ordered that?
Yep.
That's very generous.
Why are you making that?
sorry.
Is it the pee part?
I pictured yellow and then
I would do it again. Would you ice cubes out of my. Had her husband bunch into ice cube trays, and then she peed into some ice cube trays, and then they froze those, and they shoved the pee and ice cubes into my, and he like fucked me until they like melted, and then she had to slurp them up out of my.
And swallowed them?
Yep.
Oh my God! You did that?
Yeah.
Someone ordered that?
Yep.
That's very generous.
Why are you making that?
sorry.
Is it the pee part?
I pictured yellow and then
I would do it again. Would you ice cubes out of my.
yeah.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 41, verse 13. A good life have but few days, but a good name endureth forever. Call Holayim La, Abanawa, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rekat Quadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. Sirach chapter 41 verse 13. A good life have but few days, but a good name endureth forever. And to have a life of nothing but perverseness, wickedness, evil, all types of corruptions, indulging in all types of abominations is not a good life. It's not a life that Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi would consider to give mercy to, man. You know, to be exempt from judgment, man. You know, and everybody's name in Babylon the Great is tarnished. Okay, and that's why there's going to be a lot of judgment. A lot of grievous, horrific affliction, pain, suffering upon the earth, man, because what y'all indulge in and what y'all partake in is abominations, man. It's filth. Okay? Now, we know what Babylon produces, what it's about, and, you know, the liberation and everything else, man. And this is just, you know, things that we desire not to be practiced and advertised and proudly spoken amongst society, man. Okay, because everything that we see amongst us, we hate and we're vexed. Okay, and this is another example of being vexed by the filthy conversation of the wicked, man. Okay, because again, as you heard the simple nigga, when this woman said, "Would you do that?" He said yes, no hesitation, didn't second guess and didn't think. And what, you know, again, no shame, proudly spoken. Okay, and you know, felt that it was in an accomplishment, like it was something to be achieved and to put a stain on your name, man. Okay, because again, with people, especially you Israelites, what you partake in, what you delight in, what you have pleasure, you know, is not good. It's not righteous. It's not something that you should be conducting yourself in. Okay, and furthermore, a man's not supposed to be injecting his reproductive organ in a woman's poop chute. Okay, that was made for feces to be ejected out of the body that's not beneficial and profitable to be used to you know, bring forth minerals, fiber, vitamin, etc., man. You know, that stuff is That passage is basically made for, again, waste to go out that cannot go out through urine. Okay? But let's continue, man, because again, this is Babylon the Great. This is what is uplifted. This is what is advertised. And I'm gonna go straight to the point on this, man. Okay? So, you know, these people, especially you, Jay, your name is not a good name amongst Bahasham, Yahawashi. It's an abomination, okay, amongst Bahasham, Yahawashi. And that's why a lot of y'all gotta go, man. So this is Revelation chapter 17. And I'm gonna go straight to the point. I'm gonna read verse 5. And upon her head, okay, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, okay, the lady riding on that, if you read a verse up, it tells you about that woman, you know, what she had on and this and that, the pearls, everything, okay. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start off at verse 4. Revelation 17, starting off at verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filth of her fornication, man. Okay? Now, in this aspect, in this lesson, the word fornication for this lesson goes into, let's see here real quick, Salakia. Goes into G4205, and the biblical usage is a man who indulges in unlawful sexual intercourse, a fornicator. Okay, again, a man who indulges in unlawful sexual intercourse, a fornicator. Because again, you're not supposed to be injecting your reproductive organ into a passage that was made to bring forth waste out of the female's body and also out of the man's body. Okay? So jumping back to Revelation 17, verse 4. Having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filth of her fornication. This is a part of that abominations and filth, man. Because again, look at the conversation. There was no shame. There was no guilt. There was no remorse. There was, felt like it was an achievement. Felt like it was something that needed to be uplifted, something that was glorified, which this stuff is glorified in this society, man. You know, to literally tell, for a woman to literally go onto a podcast, boldly and proudly say that a man, because, you know, again, this act was, because a man can have more than one woman, as we know, but this act, it was a threesome. Okay, it was a threesome. So for her to literally go into details and say what was done, what you heard, I'm not going to say it again, you heard, and then how it went about was completely wicked. It was an abomination. It's filth, man. But again, this is what Babylon uplifts. This is what Babylon is all about, man. Filth, abominations, perverseness, man. And you know, this stuff has to go. These people are overdue for judgment, man. Revelation 17, verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon. Okay, because that word Babylon goes from Babal, which Babal goes into what? Confusion. And that word America goes into what? Bitter. So this is the land of bitter confusion, man. Okay, because you can do anything you want, be anything you want to be as wicked as you want to be as disgusting, vile, and nasty as you want to be, this is disgusting, vile. Okay? And you know, you women, man, you can just have a man and do all, do all the righteously, stuff that you want to do with your man, whether you want to twerk or, do sexual things that are righteous and not vile and immoral. Okay? Because again, having a man inject his reproductive organ in your poop chute is off. Okay? Period, man. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth, man. Because again, here in Babylon the Great, you can do anything you want to do. You can be whatever you want to be. There's no judgment. But let's continue, man. Because again, going up to these men are just as nasty and violent and disgusting as these damn women, man. Okay, and she asked the dude, would you do that to me? And he said yes. No hesitation. No second guessing, no thoughts. He just literally said yes. Like he was aroused by it, man. Okay? Damn demons, man. Okay, but let's go here. This is Sirach chapter 23. And I'm going to start off at verse 16. Two sorts of men multiply sin, and the third will bring wrath. A hot mind is as a burning fire. It will never be quenched till it be consumed, till that judgment come. Because, again, judgment is overdue for a lot of you people, because a lot of you people have that mentality of, especially you Israelites, of, Salakia, of, Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11 on down to 13, man. Because you haven't got judged, you believe that the Lord is okay with you indulging in your wicked endeavors, man. Like there's nothing wrong that you're doing, okay? Okay, Sirach 23, verse 16. Two sorts of men multiply sin, and the third will bring wrath. A hot mind is as a burning fire. It will never be quenched till it be consumed. A fornicator, again, talking about these wicked ass men, and for this lesson, fornicator, a man who indulges in unlawful sexual intercourse. Okay? Period, because this was unlawful sexual intercourse. For this man to literally take an ice cube tray and his wife and what she did and what they did, that is wicked. It is off, it's foul, it's disgusting, it's an abomination. And then for that man to do what he did, that is a foul, unlawful sexual act. Okay? A fornicator in the body of his flesh will never cease till he have kindled a fire. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger, which goes into the same definition. He will not leave off until he die, because people that do stuff like this, they have a saying for what is it, swingers. Okay, and they partake in all types of sexual indecency, man. All types of sexual acts, man. All types of sexual arrangements, and using all types of sexual toys and tools. BUTT plugs. All types of things, man. Going to those adult stores, getting all types of stuff, man. Okay, doing all types of experiments, man. Okay, and there's going to be judgment for that, man. Again, let's continue. Let's go to Galatians chapter 5, because this is all of the flesh, man. And you Israelites, man, y'all partake in all types of this stuff, man. And that's why you're going to be judged, man. Okay, so this is Galatians chapter 5, verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication. Okay, again, this was an act of fornication, man. And amongst spiritual and carnal. Okay, because again, man, this place, man, Babylon the Great, you can be. Why do you think they got the corn industry? Okay, and who runs that? The Jewish people. Okay, all these things, man, all types of again, physical and spiritual and mental fornication is running rampant here in Babylon the Great, man. Okay, and look at all the excitement. Very gracious. Okay, very gracious, and laughing and shit. They don't see nothing wrong with this, man. Nothing at all, man. But this is the work of the flesh, man. None of these people are in the spirit, man. And that's why these people are going to get what they sow. As Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi stated, you reap what you sow. So just like you women indulge in all types of vile acts and sexual endeavors, you're going to be, you choose the COCKs that you want to ride, but in the very near future, that's going to be a judgment. It also goes into, in the book of Judges, when Benjamin, popped that woman all night, man, she died from that, man. So that's going to be a lot of these women that partake in all these, and that's playing out of whores, sluts, man. Okay? Whores. Okay, Amos chapter 7, verse 17. Thy wife shall be a harlot in the city, man. Because all these women, whether they, realize it or not, you had a husband. The man that took your virginity was your husband. Okay, and you women that actually have husbands that you're married to, or boyfriends, however you want to say, these women do what the hell they want to do, man. Okay? Period, man. But let's close out, because the point is made, man. The point is made. Let's close out. Let's go to Sirach, chapter 42. These are things that, we can't wait to be executed from off of the earth, man. There's no shame in nobody's game, man. Everybody's, just doing what the fuck they want to do, man. This is Sirach 42, verse 14. Better is the churlishness of a man. And what does that word churlishness go into? I think it's plain and simple. Difficult to work with or deal with. Characteristic of a churl, vulgar. And what is vulgar? Vulgar is lack of, morally crude, undeveloped, or offensive in language, lewdly or profanely. So the Lord is saying a man with these characteristics is better than what? Let's continue. Sirach 42, verse 14. Better is the churlishness of a man than a courteous woman. And this woman, she's courteous, man. This is a pure example of a woman that is courteous with her body. That lets a man and men do whatever they please, man. Okay, why do you think that there's a high rate that's still increasing in STDs, STI, HIV, AIDS? Why do you think? Because nobody gives a damn about their sexual health and actually taking the correct steps to be safe. To consider who they're actually dealing with, man. Okay, because everybody's, these women are fucking 5 to 10% of the same men. Everybody's recycling and sharing the same men and same women, and nobody is using protection, and nobody's really getting tested to know their status and to know their health when it comes to in general. Okay, so and it's also a demon, not only on the women but also on the men, to have that mentality of a nympho, and also to use sex, which it does relieve stress, but it's not the only answer for your problems. Okay. Sirach 42, verse 14. Better is the churlishness of a man than a courteous woman. A woman, I say, which bringeth shame and reproach. And again, they see nothing wrong with this. And this is shameful, because the nation's going to look at how our women talk, how they, have no shame, no remorse. Don't feel embarrassed about what they do. They just publicly and boldly and proudly say what they indulge in, how many people they've had sex with, this and that and this. That's a reproach to our nation. As the beloved Elder Apostle Gabar always states, if you want to see the state of a nation, look at they woman, man. Look at they woman. Okay, so to be liberated is to be a whore. To do what you want to do. And these men, the ones that supply, their reproductive organ for these women to commit those things, man. Hey, man, you both be judged, man. Okay? Because a lot of you men, you're weak. Okay? Because it's not all talking about the woman. And furthermore, it's balance. But a lot of you men, you're weak. And you see the video, man. You see it. And no condemning her, no nothing. And everybody's all fucked up, man. But I don't want to rock this out, man. I hope and I pray that this is edifying, uplifting, and informative to the truth, sincere Aki and Wa Akwaf. So with that, I'm just going to say, Shabbat Shalom. Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Call on Yah Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Call on Yah Bahasham.